This is week 5 for my indie game FreezeBurn. So, from my last point of development, I was implementing characters, more mechanics, sound effects, level 2, and background tile set. I'm now starting to feel confident that I will have somewhat of a finished product. I implemented an actual character. I dusted up the animations on said character. And honestly, the character sprite's basically done, so I'm actually going to move these into finals. Now that I'm starting to get to my last week, I have to kind of pull back on the concept of scope, so I'm going to be leaving out third level story/premise because it doesn't need exactly a story. I'm also going to leave out actively sprinting towards more mechanics because I believe currently the stages that I have are okay. I've implemented level 2, and I'm currently continuing to play through and test it over and over again. I still have not added background tile set or sound effects, and they will be added to the final product. As for the menu, I believe that the menu is done. I just need to remove a few buttons, so that can stay there for now. I'm still looking through level 1 and level design because I've been focusing on finishing level 2 so that there's a chunk of product to show. The end is working. The idea is that it would just loop back into itself, and the collectibles are also working. So, let me show you what the build is looking like currently. Okay, so here is the game. Currently, there are 2 stages. We're not going to implement a third stage, so I will remove that button and make these a little bit bigger. I'm not going to go with spriting out some buttons, but I might sprite out a form of title, just because I think white text looks a little bit lazy. I might also set up some form of background image here too, if there's time, but that's more tertiary stuff that would make the game look nice. I want to focus on obviously finishing the levels first. I feel like it's more important to have that sorted and there's a final product, then have a pretty title screen, and then they load into the game and they fall through the stages. Anyway, so loading into stage 1 here, we can load in by just clicking on stage 1 as a button. And we have our main character. We can place flags still. As we go through the stage here, moving on through, you can see that we've reached the end, and it says to escape to return to the title screen, so we will. And then we have a stage 2 ready to go. As you can see, stage 2 actually has this right now. It needs to just be added into stage 1 quickly. But stage 2 has a flag tracker, so when I place a flag, it shows, oh, I have 2 left. And then if I reset my flag here by holding Q, it will give me that flag back in the total, just so the players know how many flags they're working with. So, let's jump onto this platform and keep on going. Ooh, that was close. Working it through here, you can see that this stage is a little bit harder than the last. There's a lot more icicles to have to dodge. Ooh, tight jump there. There's a couple of tricky icicles too. Such as that one. That one can catch you on the way up, but I got lucky that time, I'm not gonna lie. Going across here, we have an icicle there, so you need to be careful not to get hit by it. Did you see there? There was a flag pickup, which means, hey, now I've got another checkpoint. Ooh, that was close. Nearly forgot what I want myself. And now we have the final platform to go through. There is a moving platform here. It will be coming back in a bit. Just a second. I must have missed the cycle by a bit. Yeah, I'll put a checkpoint here just to be safe. Oh wow, that's very slow. Cool. So, this platform is slow so that it's actually a threat for the icicles, but honestly looking at this right now, just in evaluation, I might add in an extra platform halfway so that they bounce to each other, and therefore then the player isn't waiting forever. Also, those icicles still will generally miss, so I need to think about that. But anyway, there you go. They're the 2 stages, and obviously the player could click quit to exit if it was an EXE, but this is not the EXE yet. So, looking over the general levels and such, I feel comfortable with how my levels are. I feel like the difficulty scaling is there, it's enough for me. I just need to make sure that the polish is going to work. I do intend to add one more thing that I haven't added to the list before, and that was, and it's the only extra thing, I'm going to have a respawn tracker. So that the player's deaths and fails will be tracked for them. That way then, you know, there's some form of incentive to minimizing deaths instead of just being like, oh, well, I died, respawn, let's try that again. So, with how this is, it's my final week, this is what I'm going to be aiming to finish.